think the best thing I ever did was say this dream out loud to the people who care about me the most. And when you're stuck, you raise your hand.
Having someone that can be there with you to navigate that without any sort of judgment.
I'm Michelle.
And I'm Whitney. This is the Use Your Fear podcast.
They were trying to tighten up education discipline in schools, but they're making it easier to suspend kids, which is why our story was so important.
Yeah.
But there were no safeguards for special education students. And with the changes in the Department of Education on whether or not IDEA and 504s are being followed. And so we just wanted protections on the state level.
What are 504s, just for reference?
It's like, because there's different levels of special education. A 504 is like there's small, it's like you get accommodations, but it's not individualized. Like they're not going to change the curriculum for you. You get more time. You get, to go to dyslexia, the dyslexia room or the dyslexia lady, that kind of thing. With IEPs, they can actually change the curriculum for you. Like Alex has IEPs, so I could get him out of taking STAR tests.
Nice. Yeah. Because he's not good at taking tests. That makes sense. Yeah.
I'm making him retake them because I want him to pass the math and science. I don't care about the English. Test out, you're done. Peace out. Like, no, we're good. Yeah. But if he wants to do that tech, he has to be able to pass. Like math and science are going to be important for him. Mm-hmm. And he was so close to passing on both of them. Oh. So I really hope he actually passes the test one day.
Well, it's so, like you said, with the government now mentality and switching everything back to the states, and there is all these safeguards in place. Have you noticed anything like immediate from what's going on right now, or are you looking for things in the future that's going to impact you? And
not currently. I haven't seen anything yet. And most schools and districts are like, we're not going to change what we're doing. And that's great. The problem is going to be schools that aren't doing it already.
Right.
That's going to be the issue. It's depending on how things go. I do think that there will be some laxness to things because there won't be as much oversight. I'm hoping there's not. Most educators are not in this for the money. So we are there.
You're not?
I know, right? We're there because we want to be there for the kids. And if you're not following maybe some paperwork, you're not purposely doing it. You're not like, oh, well, I'm not doing it because of this, blah, blah, blah. You're doing it because it was an oversight on your part. Like it was an accident. And so my fear, though, is that these accidents will become more common because there's not the funding. There's not the oversight either. I mean, if you have a job and nobody's checking in on you, are you going to continue to do that job at the top level? Or are you going to maybe start to slack off a little bit? I mean,
yeah.
So
there's standards in place for a reason. And even like as years go by, more people are going, getting jobs in the school system. And if they've never even heard of what was happening before and they weren't coached on that to keep it going or how important it was and why, then it gets lost anyway. Like no matter what, it's gone. It's just a ticking time bomb of when.
The average teacher lasts less than 5 years.
Yeah.
Those first 5 years are a revolving door for teachers. And then there are people that are going to be in this forever. The people who have been around 20 years, but that's not the norm. Yeah. Most teachers have been there less than 5 years.
How long have you been a teacher?
5 years. Oh, no, 6. This is my beginning of my 6th year.
Okay, all right.
I beat the 5. I did it.
What do
But
they call it?
this was my second career. I chose to do this. Was not a fallback for me. This was what I should have done in the first place.
Mm.
I should be at 25 years, right?
Girl, you're fine. Do not beat yourself up in there. No, do not.
No, I mean, all that. I mean, you can go back and say, "Oh, I should have done this," but like, I wouldn't be where I am now. I wouldn't. Would I have my kid right now? Would I be doing the things that I'm doing right now if I hadn't gone on the journey, as curvy as it was to get here? So, I mean, yeah, I say those things sometimes, and I tell my kids, my students, like, don't do what I did.
Right.
But I'm here now, and so let's just keep going from where we are.
You know what I like to call it? The fucking journey.
It's
The fucking journey.
Enjoy the journey. I call it the fucking journey. Like,
it was a journey. I mean, it was a journey.
yeah. What
There
are
were some boulders along the way.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Are you kidding me?
But that makes it a more scenic view. Like if you had a straight, flat journey, how boring.
Right?
Haven't you ever driven through Oklahoma?
Yeah.
Yay for y'all.
Everybody has their own
They have their place.
path of
Yeah.
boulders and escalators and
Parkour.
parkour. Parkouring through life. That's really good.
We're parkouring through life.
I feel like that should be our tagline. Like some
We're definitely turning that into a t-shirt.
Oh,
Parkour through life.
I love that. I will buy that t-shirt.
One of the big reasons I haven't been like speaking up right now is like I'm absorbing. Because there's a lot, you know, my son is in 4th grade. We bridged him, so he's 10 going into 4th grade. So we still have 2 more years of elementary. And then just thinking about like the next, you know, then we go to middle school and then high school and those kinds of things. Like he is my science guy. I swear to you, for 3 years straight, anytime he could wear his white lab coat as a costume, he did. Just thinking about the journey that we've been through of like when we lived in Fort Worth and trying to get him into special education, and then how not great. I don't think that Fort Worth proper's school system was it's not very well rated, and there are always issues. That's the school system my daughter grew up through. I also come from the suburbs, so you know, I think the school system I grew up in, Grapevine Colleyville, is like one of the bigger ones in Texas. And knowing how well the Austin school system has been for my son with going through and like the school pushing to get him diagnosed for special education and to get him at like our annual ARDS and then get him into his IEP and, you know, progressing through that and going from needing all of this intervention and having aides come into his classroom to help and being in Take Flight. And when they told me that he was graduating from Take Flight, I told his teacher, I was like, he's gonna be so upset. He loves Take Flight with you. He would go like 4 days a week. And I was like, he is gonna be so upset that he doesn't have you anymore. And he was. But he was also really excited and proud of graduating from that. And, you know, I've been in a career shift myself where I am no longer a district manager and I'm at a venue, and it's kind of come up. All of our family is in DFW, and we've kind of thought, oh, what if we eventually go back up that way after elementary school? And then it's made me start thinking about like the struggles we had in elementary school. I mean, I wouldn't go back to Fort Worth, but it's starting to scare me a little bit. Like I want to make sure that the school that he goes to, he can get the best support that he needs, because, he's very high functioning. His stuff is more like, fine motor skills, and then emotional support. So it's just really, I'm sitting here just really rethinking a lot of things. I'm like, what does it look like? Like, I would rather stay here if it's a better education for him.
What
that was a
advice do you
huge,
have? Please.
that was a huge decision for us. Like, when my husband and I got married, we talked about moving and we were buying our house. It's like, where are we going to live? And I was very lucky that where we lived, the special education was really good, especially on the elementary level. Like I said, we struggled in intermediate school. I really narrowed where we could move because I didn't want to leave our school district. We were very lucky. And in all my mom groups that I see, like, I see some of these people and the struggles they're having. And it's like, I don't know what I would have done in the beginning, because they taught me a lot and I saw what kind of growth he could have.
So for a mom like Whitney, moms out there, like, what advice do you have as a child on the spectrum, and how, getting older, like, how do they do it? what are the best pieces of advice that you can give, and what are the things to look out for, maybe?
It's hard because they're all different and every kid is different.
100%.
But like, it's
in your case,
I
your
let
experience,
go of the little things, because you know what? If you want to eat a packet of ketchup for your dinner and put it on your macaroni and cheese, you do it, bud. It's not worth the fight. But we are gonna wear clothes that fit. We're gonna wear deodorant. And the growing up conversations,
puberty. Yeah,
puberty is so much. It's already fun,
right?
Let's
overcomplicate it.
Let's throw some sprinkles on top, because that is what we did.
Yes.
One thing that I really had to drill into my son is that he might ask a question that might be socially inappropriate for public. And I'm like, hey, let's talk about that in the car. It took us a while to get to that point, because he's like, he just wants to know, like,
what's the big deal?
Like, just tell me, Mom, what is this thing? And I'm like, it's not something we talk about in public. So let's just talk about it in a little bit. Oh, is it inappropriate? And I'm like, yes, it is. Yeah, like, let it, like, it's not going to be great for a couple of years. It's damage control, I guess. Like, I don't even know how else to say it. We're starting to come out of it a little bit at this point, but like, there was a good solid 2 years there when I was like, I was exhausted. It was like, I don't know how I'm going to continue doing this. I don't know how I'm going to, I don't know what to do to help him at this point. With his anxiety, he has, I guess, temper issues. I don't know how else to say it. He does lose his temper very easily. And it's learning their coping skills. What do I need to do to help you cope? For my son, he's one that likes the pressure and the physical touch, weighted blankets, pressure on his body. He loves having his back rubbed. He's always, when he was a baby, getting him to sleep, that was rub his little back and he was out.
There's apparently weighted blanket style cloaks for anxiety and neurodivergence.
Yes, I've seen those. And he has a big snuggie thing
Mhm.
that like he'll just walk around in it all the time and he loves it. Making sure you have an outlet of some sort, because it can't be your life. Because if it is your life, it's not healthy for you and for them, because you have to have something else. It's you have to be able to get away from it sometimes, and hopefully you have somebody else to help and support you, because I was lucky that I didn't have to go through those last couple of years by myself, because I don't know what I would have done. It would have I would have been a really tired person. Maybe a little more cynical than I already am sometimes.
That's all right. Join the club. No,
But-
I think that's huge advice. Like have
And
your
I'm not
own
good at
thing.
it. I am not good
Right.
at
It's easier
finding
to
my
say
own
it
time.
than do it. Yeah. Yeah.
I know it's super easy to be like, hey guys, go take a day, go do something for yourself. And I'm over here like, when was the last time I did that? I don't know.
We're really good at doing that, giving advice that we don't take ourselves.
Yeah.
And then, as you're saying, like, it's it's difficult. It just, Michelle and I were talking about this the other day, just, one day at a time. It's always, it's the definition of, getting sober, and the coda, and just all of the things that people go through is you really can only take it one day at a time, one moment at a time. But everyone's story is so different. Like, Meredith, you have a completely different story than I do. Just even trying to get involved with the school district was the hard part for me. And then, we go into the pandemic, and my son is taking speech therapy once a week through Zoom in my office because I brought him to the school I was at. And then the second year, he just got forgotten about because he didn't even go to that school anymore. So he wasn't even taking speech. And we were coming out of the world of being stuck at home and what's going on. So it completely just fell to the wayside. And then we moved to Austin, and it took till the end of the year because I had submitted his paperwork, but I forgot I submitted that and didn't even think about bringing it up because now I'm trying to start a new job and a new role and figure that out. And it wasn't until his kindergarten teacher was like, I want to have him tested for dyslexia, that it was finally like, oh, I submitted all this stuff for him. And that's when and since then, our journey has been pretty smooth just because of the school we're at. And I know that every school is different. I know that the one we're at is like one of the top elementaries that people try to get into. There's a lot of support and fundraising through the parents to go there. Like, they have their own STEM class that parents put money in to pay for. They tried to take it away, and we all reached out to our representative, and we were like, I emailed and I was like, do not take this away. This is something that is important to my son. He's in special ed. This is something, he is a huge, loves science. And that, came back. Thank you so much for your story. And we didn't lose it. So everyone's story is going to be different. But I think the most important piece is advocating for your child and
It's
doing
getting those
whatever it is you
stories
need
out
to.
there.
Yes. And that's, again, coming full circle to why we're doing this podcast, is those stories need to be heard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because it's not fair that they don't get the same, they don't get, you only get 25 days of, therapy through insurance. Like, what?
You're welcome.
It's nothing. Yeah. It's nothing. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I should have been very happy because that was more than the 10 days a year.
Thanks. So sweet.
Right? Yeah.
You talked about being able to speak in front of the Senate committee. How did that come about? How did you prepare? Can you tell us about that?
Oh, that was the most nerve-wracking thing I've done in my life. But so I had gone to the advocacy day. We'd gone to a lot of offices, and I mean, I felt like we made some impact. I mean, like, that's why we were there. And they posted something coming up about, because that was, we got to pick which bill we kind of talked about when we went to the offices. And I picked that bill that I was advocating about because that really hit home for me. And so when that bill was up before the Senate Education Committee, they wanted people to submit their stories. You can submit letters online or whatever, and the committee is, or their aides or whoever is supposed to read them. And or you can go speak, and there are people there. They are there. The committee members are there. So you know they're going to hear your story that way. And because of the subject, I was extremely passionate about it. And I wanted to be sure that my voice was heard and that his story was heard. So you had to be in Austin by 8:30 to register to speak before the committee. They met from like 8:30 to 11, and then they had to break for lunch, and then they had to go do Senate things on the floor. And then we just waited around and we wandered around Austin for a while. It was really fun though. We went to the toy museum. We had a good day. And then the people that I was there with were like, we understand you're from Houston. You can go home. It's going to be really late. It's probably be like 7 o'clock before the committee reconvenes. And I'm like, I'm not leaving.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do between now and then?
I came all the way here.
I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So we actually went around and visited a bunch of offices again, especially the committee members. We went and I submitted my story in writing. That way they had it in writing. And then they were going to hopefully listen to me when I came up there. And you only have 2 minutes. That's all you have in front of the committee. So I had to rewrite and get my story down to 2 minutes to be able to get everything in that I wanted. And I still wasn't able to say everything I wanted, but I got the bulk of the story in front of them, which was what we wanted. But yeah, I spoke around, I want to say it was almost 7 o'clock at night. And yeah, no, when I was done speaking, we left.
Yes.
we drove home.
The 2.5, 3 hours it takes to get back to Houston.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just this opportunity that fell into my lap. And I was looking for more ways to advocate. And it was not like I've come to terms with like his diagnosis and things like that, but we have a level playing field now. I am comfortable with where we're at. I'm comfortable with what's going on with him and his therapies and school and things like that. And like that consumed so much of me for a really long time. I didn't have the energy or the time or the brain power to come up with coherent sentences to say in front of people. And so when I got to the point that I'm at now, I wanted to share stories. So
yeah, no, that makes sense. Be the voice for the voiceless.
And then I made him come along, so he had to. I wanted him to be there and see the impact. And like after I got done speaking, one of the senators on the committee like acknowledged Alex or acknowledged my son and said, "I'm so sorry this happened to you," to him. And so to me that was a huge deal, and it made me feel like somebody listened, and I hoped it made him understand that somebody was listening as well.
How did he do all day? Like waiting around? Like I know you said he
not his forte. I had an amazing plan. I spent almost $200 on Legos. And he finished them. He sat out in the hall with because I was waiting inside the chamber. I was next to be called up when they broke for lunch. So I was
No.
Yes. he sat out in the hall and put together his $200 worth of Legos in 2 hours. So that was not to plan. So when they broke for lunch, we went to lunch, let him pick. So he picked one of his 2 places he will eat at. We were just walking around downtown Austin because I didn't know how long it was going to take, and I didn't want to be too far away so that we could get back to the Capitol quickly. And we found the toy museum in Austin, and because there was a giant Godzilla display in the window, so immediately drug us in. You wandered around there for hours. And then it got to the point where it was time for dinner.
Yeah. How do you know when they come back? Like, is that it?
They have an alert of some sort, and the group that I was working with got the alerts as well.
Okay.
I was lucky that I made the decision to go back to the Capitol building and kind of just wait in the air conditioning because it was like end of May and it was hot. So we ate, went back to the Capitol building, and we were just sitting right outside. So we were already there. Like they were like having dinner. Like they had to like get their food boxed up and like run to the Capitol building. So I'm glad I made the decision because he wouldn't have gotten up in the middle of his meal.
Yeah.
To go anywhere.
Right.
My meal.
What has come from your Senate committee message?
So they did add amendments to the bill that did provide some protections for students in special education. It was a middle road victory. It wasn't exactly what we wanted, but it was better than nothing. And so my hope is that if we continue to advocate and we continue to speak up and we continue to just do something about it and get the word out, that we'll have better outcomes on bills like this.
What was the amendment? Can you explain it?
It basically just gave provisions for students with special education, that kids with special education would be given more not leeway. The bill itself was very vague, and that was one argument against it. But it gave provisions that students with special education, they would have to meet with the art committee would have to meet before they were suspended, basically.
Nice. Congratulations.
So, yay.
What's your next advocacy challenge?
I don't know yet because it's going to be a year and a half before we find out in Texas. We know what everybody's planning. A lot of these bills, the ones that don't pass so the ones that don't go through the committees and get signed, they die. Well, a lot of these bills, this is not the first time they've been up. Yeah. They keep reintroducing them. And so at this point, the goal is to look at the ones that have been reintroduced several times. We know they're going to be reintroduced again, and come up with plans for, like, who's going to speak on this? Who has the best story or
the experience?
Like experience for
that
this.
literally impacted you and your son. Like, there's nobody better to talk about that than you.
Yeah.
Period.
So just looking at what has already been introduced in the past, what we are pretty sure will be introduced again, and finding the best experiences for those and getting that word out and getting people there. The more people there, the more they listen.
So what's been the most rewarding part of your work so far in advocacy?
Seeing that amendment. Honestly, when the representative called us back into her office and asked to hear from my son, like, that was like, I don't even care about the bill anymore. Like, she's asking for his voice. She's asking to hear his experience and what happened to him. And to me, that was the biggest thing, and him understanding that he matters, that what happened to him matters, and that to fix it or change it, you have to speak up. You cannot be this like quiet little, like you can't stay in the corner.
Throw your hands up.
Yeah, one big thing I always tell him is people will treat you the way you let them. And so if you let them walk on you, they will walk on you. If you, like it, yeah, like I don't even know how else to say, but yeah, they will treat you the way you let them. So don't let them. If you let them treat you like some poor little thing who can't make decisions or can't do anything for yourself, they will treat you like that. You want to be independent, you have to be your voice and make sure that they know you can be independent and you will speak up for yourself.
And when has that bitten you in the butt as a parent?
Oh, man.
Because it always comes back. The good advice always comes back.
Right. Not yet, luckily. Okay. But I know it's coming. Oh, we are in the throes of teenagerhood. And most of the time right now, I use it against him. He's like, he'll be about to say, I'm like, well, do you want to be independent? Do you want to do this one day? Yes. Well, then these are the steps you need to take. Yeah, you need to do your laundry if you ever want to be independent. Because what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Wear sticky clothes with ketchup on them? Like, what are we going to do?
Mm-hmm.
And what's his favorite ketchup? I have to ask now.
He said Heinz.
Okay. I like
it's
that.
The Heinz. It's the one that comes in
right
the peel and squirt.
Oh, yeah.
One. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like I couldn't even, I know what the label looks like. I couldn't.
It's a Heinz, I believe. Yeah. You can either
Heinz
be a dip or you can tear to squeeze.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I know it well.
I messed up and I was like, oh, I'm gonna buy him. He's from Texas. He loves Whataburger. I bought him Whataburger ketchup. He won't eat it.
Dang. Dang it.
More ketchup for me. Now he'll eat it from the packet at Whataburger. But he won't eat it from the
store
bottle.
Yeah. Interesting.
So
did he say why?
Okay.
Did he say there's a difference somewhere? Like,
he said it's different.
So get the little tub, squeeze it in there, reseal it. I'm just kidding.
No, I totally want to blindfold him and put like all these different ketchups in front of him and see,
right?
Yeah. I want to test this out.
Like I've tried to sneak stuff. I've put Cheerios in a different box. I've done it all. And like, how do you do this?
He just knows. He knows everything. So we've talked about, if you can mention like another moment, have there been moments where the fight felt overwhelming? How have you pushed through? And I mean, we talked about you as a parent, but as in your advocacy journey.
On our first visit, we visited a lot of offices that were not receptive to the changes we wanted to make in the bill.
Can you give an example?
And,
you're like, I'm so trying not to say this. If you don't want to say it, you're not comfortable.
I mean,
you don't say who, you can just say what happened.
They just like, you go in to talk about it and you're like, we want to speak about this, because you go in, you hi, I'm here and I want to talk about this bill. And you can just see the look on their faces change. And you can, and they're just like, okay, thanks. And that's it. That's literally all they say is, okay, thanks. One thing that we do is we always get the card of the office we go into, so we know everywhere we visited and we can like follow up with them. And in those offices, even my son is like, wow, they didn't listen. And I'm like, yes, I know. If I was at work right now, those kids would be in trouble because they weren't paying attention. And it's just like, this is a bill about protecting special education. Like the bill is overall about discipline. Mm-hmm. All we want to do is talked about protecting special education students. Like, it's not, I didn't think this was something that would be divisive, but it was, because they felt we were changing the bill too much. It's like, this isn't change. This is protecting the most vulnerable people. Like, this shouldn't be something. I didn't think this was something we should be debating. But going into those offices and just being dismissed was rough. It was very not uplifting. It was not something like, when it keeps happening, it's not something you want to keep going into. You need those other offices and the like that listened to you at least, or reacted in some way that wasn't thanks.
Right. Yeah, at least acknowledged you. And that's what I kept thinking about, is like how many no's you must have experienced and how much you're just like, what the fuck am I here? I can be at home in my pajamas or my Snuggie and reading my smut. And like, I don't want to be here in front of people who don't even want to acknowledge my humanity or my son's.
Yeah.
Well, I think too,
offices is, it's overwhelming. They make the decisions for us.
Right.
Like, they're in charge, and being absolutely dismissed by somebody in charge basically is one of my worst nightmares. So
that's real. That's real.
Yeah.
What were you
I was going to say? I don't feel like, I mean, we're all so different. I don't think that everybody in the world comes at thoughts like this in a humane way. I think there's other, or they don't think about how it could affect a certain group or anything. I cannot for the life of me remember where I heard the story, or if I read it, or if Michelle, if you and I heard it somewhere. I don't know, but I remember hearing a story about how somebody felt that students that were given special education wasn't fair, and that it was causing them to get extra help when students who aren't in need of special education don't get extra help. So special education should be completely taken away, because all students should be given the same amount of help no matter what. And I remember reading that story and just being so upset about it, or talking to somebody about it. I can't remember where it came from, but that's what the world we live in, that there's people out there that think, oh, well, they get extra help, but my kid doesn't get extra help, so that's not fair. They shouldn't get any extra help. That's the world we live in. And that's when you said walking in and you talk about this and their face just does that, I'm like, are you that person that thinks that? I mean, I'm totally just being judgmental right now, but the hell.
Yeah. No, and I've heard things like that before too. Like, oh, why does he get special treatment? Well, because he needs it. My son needs this extra help, and he's still not on level with your neurotypical child. Like, sorry, you want to trade?
Such an inconvenience.
Do you want to go to therapy? It's like, let's.
Yeah.
I don't do this for fun. This is not.
He didn't choose this. I didn't choose this. Like,
but I think some of that, I'm hoping some of that just stems from like a slight ignorance of situations, that they've never been around somebody or been close to somebody with those kinds of needs. And so they just don't understand the difference in it. But also some of it comes from that, well, too bad syndrome. And it's just, that's the part that upsets me the most, is those kinds of people that are like Alex was, one time my son was playing at a park. We were at a splash pad, and he was struggling a little bit, and I would go over and reassure him and let him, try to get him to go play. And dad just looks at me and goes, well, maybe if you stop babying him a little bit, he'd be a man. And I was just like, first of all, he's 4. And second of all, you have no idea what this situation is. So you just need to go now. it's
a mentality
it's
too
not
that you need to be a man.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, that part
no,
was
I
my
want my-
favorite.
I want my son to know how to have communication properly and that he can express his feelings. So,
and
I'm raising a good person.
and
Sorry, I just got really. Let me get on my soapbox.
no. Trust me, there's so many things I was mad about that day, and it's if it's a visible disability,
Yeah.
there's so much more understanding and poor, do you need? It's more, do you need help? Not, oh my gosh, what a brat.
Yeah.
And just because it's not a visible disability doesn't mean it's not a disability. Like we were leaving a place one time and we were leaving over my shoulder and someone stopped me and they're like, is everything okay over here? I'm like, first of all, it's not your business. And if I'm kidnapping a child, it's not going to be the screaming one over my shoulder right now. I don't know why he felt like he needed to stop me in any way. But
that was another man. Sorry.
Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, they love to step in where they don't.
Sorry, that was me.
I always try to, like, if I see a mom that's struggling, multiple kids or like stroller or something, I'll just be like, can I help you in any way? Like, that's like, I'll just be like, is there anything I can do? Like, can I help open this? Can I hold your crying kid? Like, what can I do to help?
One time we were out and Alex saw, my son saw another little boy having a meltdown and he just goes over to him and he's like, it's okay, friend. It's okay, friend. We're going to be okay. And I'm just like, oh.
Because people who go through it get it.
Oh, and they find each other.
Yeah.
They have an amazing little radar for each other.
All of my son's best friends.
Those little babies will find each other so fast. You can pick them out of a crowd.
Have you had moms that you've been able to really connect with and have helped you through, your journey? And
so it's super weird, maybe not weird, but there's a girl I went to daycare with that we've known each other since daycare. We lost touch a little in high school and college because we went to different schools and, you mostly hang out with your school people at that point. And we reconnected after college and everybody was married and we started having babies and we both have sons on the spectrum, which was a little weird, which we're like, haha, sorry. But it's been great because our sons are very similar levels. They have similar interests, but not the same. So they bounce off each other, but then they also like go their, like they play near each other all the time.
oh,
They don't always play with each other, but they'll play like near each other in their own little worlds. But they're having a great time. So who cares? But we've been able to be like, okay, does this work for you? Well, this didn't work for me. Well, we had this issue, and making connections on medical issues and making connections on all the other issues and school things. And it's been really, really good to have each other, and we've known each other forever. So it's nice. And then I've met lots of other parents and through Autism Speaks, and it's like, okay, have you tried this and do you do this? And like the mommy blogs and mommy Facebook groups are good for those kinds of like advice on those kinds of things, because they're all different kids and different things work for them. And so just getting a host of ideas to try process of elimination can be extremely helpful, because you do feel lost sometimes. And sometimes you can feel very, very alone because I mean, I have my one friend, and then I have other friends that I met from the groups. But like, I also have a friend who's, kid plays baseball on a level that is insane, and he and my son are only a few months apart, and the differences between them is massive. And it's that's one of those times when you look at it, you feel that overwhelming, like, oh my gosh. But then I also, get with my autism mom friends, and then you don't feel that difference as much, which is nice, because it's a struggle, and you don't want to feel alone.
Yeah. Every episode comes down to you're not alone, and communication will get you to that place where you're not alone. Like, that's the only way to go about it. It's so funny that it comes up every single
That will
time.
be another T-shirt. Communication fixes 99.9% of all problems.
You're not alone, and communication. That's the key to that's the key to the life. That's the secret of life, ladies and gentlemen.
I got 99 problems, and they're all communication.
And not mansplaining. It's communication, meaning you're open to hearing the other side. Real communication. Oh my gosh, this is phenomenal. So how does fear still show up in your life, your work? Like, how has that changed?
I mean, I always have that fear of, am I doing enough? Am I doing the right thing? Is this like a little regression? Is this something that he hasn't learned? Is just all of those things. And then so y'all talked about a lot, like the imposter syndrome, and like,
Ooh.
I used to hate it. I've come to terms with it now. When people was like, "Oh, you're such a good mom," and I'm like, "No, I just got done yelling at him in the car." But it's just doing the best you can. Like, the whole, like, you're such a great mom and you do all these things, and it's like, well, yeah, because I'm a mom, but like at the same time, I feel like I've failed I feel like I've failed just as many times as I have succeeded in all of this. This therapy didn't work, or that didn't work, or gosh, like the epilepsy, the late diagnosis on that was one of the things that like killed me as a mom. Like, what else am I missing? What else have I not found out about? Is there something medically wrong that could be handled that will help his situation? And so those are some fears that I will, just even as a mom, I'll never get rid of.
Yeah.
And just yeah, like, I don't even know, like, sometimes it's just that, am
I being good enough?
Yeah.
Am I enough? Am I doing it? Yeah, it's that whole, it just all comes back to that.
Yes.
The fear of life.
Yeah.
The amount of hypervigilance you both must have as a mom, as a parent. Any little thing your kid does, like, you don't want to be that helicopter parent, right? But
there's a fine line.
There is. You don't want to miss anything. What if you can pick up on something and that could, cause less damage or less harm, or, whatever that looks like.
Mm-hmm. It's
the amount of, no wonder like codependency comes into play and all of that. Like, it's a minefield.
I think there's all these ideas and stuff put on moms too of how we should parent our, kids, and how we should show up and all these things. And I don't know if you're just me in my 40s and just accepting that I am a neurodivergent and just going with it. And I'm like, fuck it, I don't care. Let's do this. Like, oh, it's by the seat of your pants. Is that the correct phrase? You're just going with it. So
flying by the seat of my pants. Yeah.
It's always been my motto. I've learned not to plan because this doesn't work out. It's just not gonna work out.
Mm-mm.
You can plan as much as you want. You can try. Like you can have
an idea.
You can have an idea. You can be like, well, this doesn't work out. We're gonna do this, or hey, let's take this to help out. But like, you have no idea.
This is also why I have a Mary Poppins bag full of snacks and all the things.
Yes. Still
Oh,
very
you need a
important.
Band-Aid? I have one.
Yes. Scissors. I've got a Sharpie in there somewhere. I've got.
You need some ibuprofen? I got that.
Absolutely. That's a must.
It's funny.
Here.
My sister is a stay-at-home mom with 2 little ones under 4. Under 5. Excuse me. Ooh, the oldest niece would have been tearing me up right now.
Very upset.
Yeah, she would.
But I actually got to go out with her and help her out for a week while her husband was out of town. And we had a meltdown day, like complete, everywhere we turned. If it's not one kid, it's the other. And then they're both melting down. And then, literally she's holding her child and the child is, my niece is screaming like bloody murder right into her face. Like she's not even there. And so we finally, like, bedtime takes forever, but it finally happens. And then we sit on the couch and she's like, I'm the worst mom. I go, you just created magic. You don't even know it. Like, you do this every day, and every day it looks different. And the fact that you still continue to wake up and start the next day, and there's no resentments or maybe sometimes there's resentment. We're all humans, right? But like, you still come in with an open mind and an open heart after you've just been like demolished physically, mentally, the whole thing, and you still come back to do it again because you're making magic. You're molding minds. You have to get through the dirt. You have to go through the dark to even know that there's a light in the first place. And I was glad I was there in that moment with her, because I know she would have just spent the rest of the night spiraling and beating herself up. And I want every mom, parent, dad, everybody to know you are making magic. Whether you know it or not, you're making magic every single day. And we just appreciate that so much. Did I make you cry? Did I do it? So that was my way of saying thank you. And teachers out there, administrators, fucking legislators, get your shit together. Like, our ABA therapists, the whole 9 yards. It takes a village. It takes a community. And to feel like you're left out of a community, like anybody who has felt like that, I'm sorry, you should know better. Do better. And if you haven't felt like that, bless your heart. Bless your heart. Everybody has felt alone. Imagine that, times it by 50 million.
When Alex asked me one day, he's like, Mom, why am I different? And I was just like, well, you just think different. It's okay. Like, everybody's different. But yeah, no, him coming to that realization that there was something, like, as a as a parent, that was heartbreaking, because it's like, I don't want him to feel different. I don't want him to feel like he's not the same. He just thinks different. Like, yeah, he is different, and we're all different, but at the same time, we're all people. We're all the same in some ways. So him feeling left out different is what is the, as a parent, is like the hardest. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
You're such a great kid.
Yes. The best. How do you approach fear differently now versus in the beginning, would you say?
I try not to, I don't know how to, like, I try not to dwell on it. It's not going to do anything. Dwelling on it, it's not going to fix anything. It's not going to change anything. So for me, it's the change. It's that getting something changed. If I don't like it, then let's change it. If it scares me, if it's not what's best, then what are we going to do about it? It's that taking action. I've never been a person to sit still. I've usually been very opinionated. And so using that, I don't care what you think of me and how you think this looks. I'm not going to sit here and be scared of something. I'm going to fix it or change it or speak out or something. It doesn't do any good if you don't do anything.
Where do you ask for help?
I don't know, because I'm not very good at it.
Yeah, that's real.
My husband is really, really good. He's like, what do you need help with? What do you need today? And I'm just like, I don't know. I got this.
I'm Superwoman.
Yeah. He tries. No, so he stopped asking, and he'll just, like, we divided up chores and things around the house, and I'm going to do these things and you do these things, and this is what we're responsible for. We divided things pretty evenly. And I've noticed that if he feels I'm overwhelmed, he'll just do my thing. Which kind of makes me mad sometimes. So I was like, I was going to get to that. But I wasn't. I have to be real with myself sometimes and know that I was not going to do that thing.
That is so real. Like, I have yelled at my husband, leave that alone. I'm gonna do it. And then I don't get to help
and show like love and appreciation. And I'm like, I feel bad now.
I was such an asshole to you.
Do it in a week.
Oh my gosh, that's real. That is so real.
No, my mom was always someone I could ask for help. I think it gets to the point with my son where I don't feel I can calm him down or get him out of a situation. We call grandma. Is what she does always exactly what I wanted to do? No, but sometimes you just need that other person. It's just, no, it didn't work out the way I wanted, but we'll worry about that tomorrow.
Yes, that's a tomorrow problem. That's tomorrow Michelle's problem. That's what I like to say.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And then I cursed yesterday's Michelle.
Yeah, yesterday's Michelle was a bitch.
She was. She's real lazy. Oh man. So what would you say to a parent who just received an autism diagnosis for their child? And what's the statistic now?
1 in 32, I believe. It's changing rapidly lately.
It does.
Find reputable sources.
How?
Because even nonprofits are not always the most reputable sources.
Right.
Science-based research.
What's
look-
that? Where is
I
that
know,
at?
right? Studies. Autism Society of Texas and they're part of Autism Society of America, but they have better statewide groups. Autism Speaks, they are a nationwide group. They do have local groups.
They've been stepping it up.
They do focus more nationally. They are getting a lot better about the state stuff.
They are.
But they have always been a national group, and we need that nationally too. Like it's not like we don't need it nationally. But those are both really good sources. Look for because like even all nonprofits aren't the same, and you just have to. It's hard. You have to be careful. Easter Seals is another good organization that has a lot of help, and Easter Seals is for all disabilities.
Yes,
they have everything.
I love Easter Seals. Yeah.
So honestly, if you can't find what you need in those three groups, like I don't know, it's gonna be hard to probably find what you no. Hey, I mean, some people use that to write reports, but
no, Dr. GPT.
No, I mean that's a good right out the gate. Like those are the first three to.
Those
to
are the three that will have a ton of information. Disability Rights Texas is another one too. Like they have a lot of good information. Because it depends on your age of diagnosis, what stage you're at, and things like that. So those are four really great sources. Your school districts will often have a lot of resources as well, and the resources they have will be more reputable sources. So those five are really, really good resources.
It's a good tip.
And mom groups are great for advice, but everybody's different, and don't take everything they say. Like, just take it with a grain of salt.
That's so true. I talk to my sister all the time. She's always trying to sift through the books and the mom bloggers and just trying to figure out like because you have to find someone who aligns with your values too at the same time. And that's also science-based, and that's very difficult nowadays.
So one of the first books I read on autism was by Temple Grandin, Dr. Temple Grandin. Yeah. She's amazing. She's amazing. But her interpretation of her senses, her sensory interpretation is different than my son's sensory interpretation. So not all the things work, but some of the things work. Like she's an advocate of pressure. She has to have that pressure too. And he is very much the same way. But like she sees in pictures and he sees things differently. He has a different kind of memory than she does. But actual autistic people are great sources for information and how they feel, because we don't know how they feel. They don't always know how they feel.
No, it's overwhelming.
It is. She does a very good job of explaining it. And even she likes the movie with Claire Danes. So I've gotten to meet her, and she likes the movie with Claire Danes. She said it is a very good representation.
You met Temple Grandin?
Yes. I got to meet Temple Grandin. Alex got to meet her. She signed one of his books.
I love that.
It was great.
Oh my God, I just got chills. That was so cool.
Well, because Temple Grandin's all about animal science. And so
I know. When you're talking about how Alex likes pressure and how he's in animal science, my mind immediately went to Temple Grandin. Like, yeah. Knowing what you know now, would you approach anything differently?
I would have got a medical diagnosis earlier. That is one of my big mom regrets that I have. I didn't think he needed the medical diagnosis. I thought we had the school district diagnosis. We're all good. And I tell people that, like, oh, I got diagnosed through the school district. Go to your doctor. Go to a neurologist. Get that medical diagnosis. It helps with insurance. It helps if there are other issues going on, making that connection between GI issues and autism, the epilepsy and autism, water safety and autism, like that's a huge
Good
issue.
call out.
And that's a big deal. And that's something that people need to know about. And so getting that medical diagnosis and understanding how all of these things are connected would be my biggest advice. Find somebody you can talk to, find someone you can depend on, and get a medical diagnosis if you got yours through the school district. And if you got yours through a doctor, get a school district. You need both. You have to have both to get the services that your person needs.
Yeah. You mentioned the water. Can you talk about what to look for when with someone with autism and water?
So drowning is the leading cause of death in people with autism, or children with autism. I'm sorry, children with autism. They are attracted to water. We don't know why. My son is attracted to water. He's always loved the water. But again, with autism comes some of those physical differences. We had the PT for years. He's not a great swimmer. He loves the pool. He loves being in the pool. He will jump in the deep end, but he's not a great swimmer. So if he's not being watched, yes, he could drown easily. And that was so scary. After the epilepsy diagnosis too, he blacks out for 10 to 30 seconds. Well, that's terrifying. In the water, for whatever reason, they are highly attracted to water. If you have a pool and you have a person with autism, you have to watch them. A lot of the times when they wander or get out, we find them in a body of water because they're, for whatever reason, they were attracted to it and they get in it, and either they can't swim because maybe they never learned or they have physical limitations. One thing is, like, I would never count something out physically for my son. Like, if he wants to do it, he's going to do it. He won't try. He's going to try.
All in.
If you get in the water, he will get in the water somehow. You can never say, oh, they'll never do that, because you don't know. With kids, you don't know. And so water safety has really become a large focus. And so I am very happy about that, because that doesn't need to be a leading cause of death.
No.
It's not always preventable in ways. They are kids are crafty little suckers.
Yeah, they are.
They will figure out puzzles. They will figure out a way out. And I'm not saying that, like, if your kid gets out and they wander, because Alex was a wanderer. Oh, he was a wanderer. Oh, that was scary sometimes. But just preparing them if they do get in the water is a big thing. I mean, they're like, it's a leading cause of preventable death, and it's preventable to a point, yes. And it's just getting the word out and understanding that people need safety and they need swim lessons or something to help them as well.
I know so many people who, like, when their kids are even just a couple years old, they're in swim lessons, and I was like, what? And now, like, it totally makes sense why that I just, it's not something we did when we were kids like that. So
just throw us in a pool.
Yeah.
Swim.
Whitney's son actually goes and does swim lessons, and he loves them.
He's been, oh my gosh, he swim lessons for years. And then we found a place that we can go when it's not summer swim lessons, and we can use the city pools to do swim lessons at, so he can swim year round. He's not a sports kid, but if it's swimming, he is all about it. So
what are 3 things you wish you knew back then that you know now? It sounds like early diagnosis is top there.
Yes, early diagnosis is a great help. But even if they weren't diagnosed early, just getting them help
Yes.
the medical diagnosis, like I said earlier too, and the like I said, those medical connections, like if it's like medical on medical, they call it comorbidities, and understanding that there is more to it than just they think a little differently or they process things a little differently. There's way more to it than that. Your brain controls your entire body.
Yeah.
It makes sense that it affects your entire body. Those are all things that were just like, I was like, as we went through our journey and discovered all these things, I was like, why didn't somebody tell me this? Why didn't somebody tell me this?
Yeah.
Why is no one talking about this?
We talk about that with perimenopause.
No, I'm just going to start
God,
yelling.
yes. All the things. No one talks about it.
Just going to start yelling things and maybe somebody will listen.
My mind keeps wrapping around getting a diagnosis. You said go to the school, go to a neurologist, right? I don't mind sharing this. I actually have been asked by my therapist and my psychiatrist to get assessed for autism. So like I'm going online I found a place to get assessed. We haven't connected yet, but do they have neurologists there? Like, do I need to go to a separate neurologist? I'm like, how do I get assessed and figure this out and, either rule it out or we move forward? Like, what do I do?
So when we did it, because the insurance started asking for it, so our pediatrician just gave us a neurologist. So that was just who we went through.
You can get diagnosed through the school system, which is how my son was diagnosed. Then you can also have a medical diagnosis. Which we don't have, but obviously
now
we
you're like,
should be going and doing that.
yeah.
Which thank God I already have a neurologist.
Yeah.
I didn't realize at first the difference and why it was important. So as an adult, I mean, you don't need a school diagnosis as an adult.
No, I don't. Scratch that off the list.
But it just having it's not an answer, but having an answer, because it's not, but it's something. It's something
a data
to
point.
Data point, something to grasp onto and go from there.
Yeah.
Was important because I didn't understand why he wasn't talking or why he suddenly stopped walking and running and things like that. And it wasn't, I mean, it might not have been sudden, but it just kind of gradually happened. And just like one day I looked at him, I'm like, why are you not doing this anymore?
Yeah.
Because he did regress in the beginning.
Which, like, my neurologist recommended me to a special neurologist when I did my my ADHD, which I was diagnosed in middle school, and we were doing a testing just to make sure I didn't have any cognitive loss, just because I had other issues going on, to make sure it wasn't something bigger. But it's also the same test for ADHD. And so she sent me to him. So if they're not the right person, they can always direct you to the right person for that test.
Yeah.
How can listeners support families like yours? What do you need?
Speak up. Yeah, I hate to say disability, but everybody knows somebody. Ask them their story. Ask them what helps them. Speak up for them. The more voices that are out there, the more they have to listen. And then I'm as loud as I can possibly be so that somebody will hear me.
Yeah.
And hear him.
And teaching him to advocate for himself.
Yes.
I just
teaching
love
him to be really loud too.
I know.
Yes.
Is also to your detriment.
Especially when he's hungry.
It will bite me one day, but
one day it's coming. You already know it. So how can others get involved in advocacy for autism awareness resources?
There are so many ways to help with different groups. Pick a group. They're like Easter Seal
earlier.
Yeah. Like pick one of those groups, and I promise you there's a spot on their website to sign up for volunteering.
They will get
They will take
you.
you. I promise.
Go to one meeting and then you're hooked for life.
Yeah,
That's what
you
happens.
can't say no. I can't. So
All right, we're gonna go into some rapid fire. This is the wrap up here. So what is one misconception people have about autism that you wish you could erase?
other than the vaccine thing,
Yeah. Amen to that. Yeah.
the vaccines, because that was one study done by one dude who has since lost his medical license because of this horrible study that he did.
Mhm.
One that they can't make friends
Mm.
because they absolutely
Mhm.
can. They absolutely have interests. They will absolutely make friends. They're so funny.
They are.
They are that they're not whole people. That they can't make friends. They're not whole people. They can't hold down jobs. They can do all of these things.
All of them. And better.
And, yeah,
Honestly.
You can throw that one right out the window, people.
What's the most unexpected place advocacy has taken you?
To the state Senate Board of Education.
I figured that's what you would say. Yeah. Yeah. Talking in front of
I wasn't that political. I mean, I have my ideal. I never saw myself getting that involved politically, but here I am now.
Love it. If you could change one law or policy tomorrow to improve autism support, what would it be?
Oh, man, there's so many. The insurance limits, because there are limits on how much insurance is required to cover under an autism diagnosis. So I would just get rid of that limit. Be gone. Bye-bye.
Good advice. What is the best advice you've ever received as a parent?
You can't always win. So you're not going to win every battle. Just do what you can. Nobody's perfect, so.
Which is easier said than done.
Right, it's very, yes. It's great advice, and I really want to listen to it. I really
bad. And then we have a section as from listening to the podcast, high, low, and buffalo. From this experience, you can describe your high, you can describe your low, and then what is something unexpected, your buffalo, which has come from Whitney and her family. That's why we do it. And now I want to copy it, and that's what we're doing.
So it's kind of funny that my high and low this week are kind of the same. School's starting back. As a teacher, we started back this week, and my high is I'm super excited for this year. I have a lot of great stuff going on. Alex is my son is doing great. He is really getting into the ag classes that he really, really enjoys. He's raising an animal. Like, we're having a great time.
What is he raising?
A goat.
A goat.
Oh, does he name it?
His name is Steve. It's like from the Minecraft movie. Steve. So
We
his
had
collar
we had
and everything is that blue color.
We had a fish named Creeper.
You know, they are. Everything has to be named after something.
Yes.
Uh,
Sorry, did you finish your high? We just
so that was my high. No, I'm just really excited for the year. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
My low is also kind of the school year starting because summer's over. I didn't get everything I want to get done. And my husband and I have worked at the same school for a couple of years, and he has moved on to other things. And I'm a little sad that he's not there.
Aww.
We never saw each other because we worked on opposite ends of the campus, but it's
So nice.
You were still there.
Yeah. He's still there.
Yeah. And what's your buffalo? What's unexpected from what's going on, this conversation, whatever you want to say?
Gosh. And I thought about this, and I had all these ideas.
It's so hard.
It's I don't know if it's like a surprising thing. So once again, I kind of missed something with my son. He's had issues with his ankles in the past. He doesn't have like really strong ankles. He wore braces for a couple of years. And he was complaining when we were at an event that he wanted to go to. We were at the anime convention. It's like a 3-day long thing. You're there all day. And he kept wanting to stop and sit down. And I was a little surprised by it. And he kept complaining about it. So I finally took him to the doctor. And he has no arch in his foot. I don't either. So, hey, we're the same.
Way to go, Mom.
Sorry. No, but I guess it was kind of a surprise because I thought I was doing a better job of listening about those things and I wasn't. But my other fun surprise that came with that was we have new insurance because of my husband's new job, and it is amazing.
Yes. Fancy insurance. Heck yeah.
And that was a huge surprise. We knew it was better than what we had, but it was surprising of how better it was. And I am super excited about that.
Yes.
Amen, sister. Is there anything that you didn't get to talk about that in your mind you're like, I have to talk about this, I want to bring this up?
No, because one of my bigger things was the you're such a good mom, and how I mean, yeah, sometimes you need that, but like most of the time you just feel like, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
Don't lie about me.
Right. Why are you saying this right now? You have no idea what happened 30 minutes ago.
What would you want someone to say instead? This is for both of you, by the way, because you're both moms.
I know.
I don't know.
I see the effort, or more of like
maybe. I would rather have support in the hard times than, oh, congratulations, pat on the back in the good times. Like if you see me trying to throw my kid into a shopping cart and take him out of Target, hold the door open. Thanks.
Yeah. I mean, see, mine doesn't do that. So
what would yours be?
That's another difference.
What does yours look like? What's an example?
No. I don't know. I don't take compliments well either. It makes me anxious. I'm like, oh no.
So now how good do I have to be?
She didn't tell me good job. I must not be there.
Like, no, I don't like compliments. Thanks. I don't want any.
We'll just hand you a smut book. How about that?
Done.
Good.
Like, here.
I like it.
Go in the other room and read this. I got it from here, honey. I think that's what you guys want, right? That's it.
Here's your Diet Coke, a bag of nerd clusters, and a book.
There you go.
Yourself.
There you go. What's your perfect day, Meredith? What's your perfect day like that you can set up for yourself? It doesn't have to be with your son, or like it's a perfect day for you to fill your cup. What is that?
Some quiet time, like I could just sit there for like 2 hours and just be quiet. That'd be great. Between my son and our small zoo, there's not a whole lot of quiet around here. My perfect day would be able to like go out, find an outfit that I know I want and fits me.
Yes. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a really good one.
I always have that outfit. It's like, I want to get this. I'm never going to find whatever that is, but it's in my brain and I will never let it go.
Yes. Yes.
And I'll find something similar, but there's something wrong with it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to eat some greasy food somewhere.
And it doesn't affect you.
It doesn't matter. Nothing's bad's going to happen from eating this greasy food.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then probably just read somewhere quiet.
That's awesome.
Like,
that's awesome. I relate to you in all the ways. But Meredith, I just appreciate you so much. Like I've known you for a few years now, but I was telling Whitney the best part of this podcast is we're talking to people. Like if you see them in public, you don't get to actually like dive into the details because it's rude, first of all. Like, how it's none of your business. Like, shut up. But this is actually, you want the questions, you want to go into the details, you have time and space, you've prepared to go into the details. And these are stories that are not heard, and they need to be. And I know we're a small little starting out podcast, but at least your voice is somewhere, and we just are so honored to be able to be that conduit for you today.
Oh, I'm glad. And like when y'all make it big, and I'm still early on, it'll be great.
Oh, you're coming back.
Absolutely.
Well, Mayor, I can't wait to the next, whatever the next thing is for us. I just got back into talking to Autism Speaks. So I think the gala kickoff is coming up here in the next
super fast.
weeks. Yeah. Yeah. So I can't wait to give you a really big hug and keep going. I've learned a lot from you today about how to become an advocate, because I low key would like to do that. I just, you want to go about it the right way. And so being able to pick your brain today was fantastic.
I didn't know what I was doing. I just fell into it. I'm like, okay, let's go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Woo.
That's how all good things are.
Yeah.
All right, Mayor. Well, you have a great rest of your day. Go feed your son.
Yes.
Yes. Go feed him.
Tell him we said hi.
I will. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Meredith.
Thank you for listening to Use Your Fear podcast.
Oh, great.
You can watch full episodes on YouTube, listen on all major podcast platforms, and support us on Patreon for additional cutting room floor footage. Follow us on all social media and visit our website at useyourfear.com to connect. Or if you've got a fear story to share, we'd love to hear from you. Please share and support so we can continue to have these meaningful conversations so others know they aren't alone.
Have a great day.
Have a great day. Bye.
Bye.